learn from what happened when we did the LinkedIn Live a few days ago. And what's interesting is during the broadcast, I had said there was probably going to be bad actors infiltrating our chat, not knowing bad actors actually did infiltrate our chat. In fact, someone had tried to scam someone into some career services. It was definitely fake, but I've got to show you how I found they were fake. Imposters, whatever you want to call them, they're looking for the next victim all of the time, especially on LinkedIn, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So you have to be vigilant when you're out there. So let me go to the first frame. And so you can see this person, one was a participant, was an active participant because she commented in the chat. And I'll show you, I won't show you her face, but I will show you the face and the name of the scammer, since we know this is a fictitious name they made up. And they tried to get them and tried to refer them to a resume service, to someone they probably don't use, but is a partner, and it may be even them doing this career service thing. Resume services seems to be easy prey for a lot of scammers to use. Or yeah, sometimes they're prey, sometimes they're using real people and they're using real services, but they have nothing to do with it.
In this original poster, David J. Banks, but I wasn't. But I started to put in the email address to see if it came up with another type of connection. Sure enough, it did. I'll show you here in a second.
So they're able to change a URL, they're able to change an email address to make it so the person will reach them or whoever's going to do the deed as far as the scam. Fortunately, I don't think this person got too involved, but nevertheless, I wanted to be sure to point out these scammers are pretty active. In the next one, I decided to go look them up and go look up the service. Look what I found here. If you put it in the email address of his Gmail, they're going to show the picture of a person.
Thomas Gregory instead, who referred this email address, Sarah Burnett Rose at gmail.com. They both did, and I'm sure there are several others. But I just found it odd that both of them referred to the same person, said the same thing. So of course I went to look at Thomas Gregory, not David J. Banks, instead, and found that he was fake as well.
Now, I don't know if it's a real picture, and I couldn't find them through the Google Lens, able to search for the image. Probably a real person, used the same service. A lot of pictures have been taken for took, but unfortunately, I don't believe AI image. So as we go along, the person continues to try to get his way. But I went into the person's profile, and the scammer is, of course, I just went straight to the comment section. Sure enough, there was a kindly please send me an invite. Now, if somebody has a real account, they're able to send you an invite. But in this particular case, they always say send me because they've already used their 5, probably they're able to send an invite for. So here we get the idea. We definitely see this person was a scammer, but for the fact it happened during a time when we were talking about bad actors like this one, it makes it really odd and strange. And so there's some things you should be aware of. They come in all shapes and sizes. We've talked about the fake hirers, the fake hiring managers, the fake employers, the fake companies, the fake recruiters. We can call them phony, whatever term you want to use, but they're out there. But you also have to watch who's referring who. It's almost like the song Aretha Franklin did back in the 80s, Who's Zooming Who? It's the same thing. Who is fooling who? Who's impostoring who? And you can't trust any stranger refer. Now, those who you trust for a long time, you've been in public, you've conversed with every day on LinkedIn, they're fine. A stranger comes out of nowhere and recommends, say, hey, I've got this, and they recommend somebody's service, you should beware. Even if it's somebody you know you might have seen around, but they may not have proven themselves yet, you should check them out. You got to vet anybody that refers you to a job. We're thankful should we have a stranger, but right now, with the scammers running wild, you got to vet anybody who refers you to their company. Understand this scenario. Somebody could refer you to a company they're working for as a scammer. You don't want that smoke, right? So you want to be careful. You want to be sure whoever is contacting you and conversing with you and offering you to help. And sometimes people, it's strange to me when people want to help all of a sudden right away. We all need help, but we have to be a little bit careful, especially again, if they come out of the blue, you don't know them, nobody can vouch for them, nobody can vouch for them. And there's nothing wrong with asking somebody you're mutually connected to, say, how much contact did you have with this person? Did you ever work with this person? Does this person have integrity? Is this person real? You got to ask those questions, just don't fall for anyone. If there are people who come into your LinkedIn chat, and anybody can, especially if it's public, and they start to comment in a way, person, you can block them and report them. Say, hey, there's some suspicious activity. I've seen them in the comments. You don't have to necessarily go into their profile because a lot of times they can see who's going into their profile on LinkedIn. You just look, they had a pattern, the same pattern there. There's no different. So maybe slightly reworded. Kindly send me a connection. It's like, why is it Sarah Bennett Rose? Is Rose the last name? Is Bennett the last name? It's bizarre. I've seen people switch around their Gmail, but then they added a number before. And somehow tells me the person is tagging on, is amongst the same kind of odd sequence of names, where the last name is the middle and the middle is the last name. But you can go to Gmail. I don't know if it works in Yahoo, and somebody can tell me if it does, but you can go and check out and it'll show you the picture. Sometimes it just shows an avatar. This time it shows a picture, a very professional picture, but I wouldn't trust the picture because I also tried Googling different versions of their name and it just came up blank. Somebody who's a resume writer wants service, I would think they would have some kind of home, whether it's on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, or their own website, which is really the better way to test a credible person, but not everybody does. Anyway, I hope this is helpful to you. And should you have any questions, you feel free to hit me up on LinkedIn, Mark Anthony Dyson. You can find me all over the web at Mark Anthony Dyson, but you can check out my YouTube channel. You can also check out my main job scam home, which is markanthonydyson.substack.com. And of course, you can email me at markanthonydyson@substack.com, and you should be cool. I might be changing the email address, but right now the one's working. Feel free to let me know. In the meantime, thank you very much, and I'm out.